Well, hello, fellow addicts. Welcome back to Addicts Live, your internet escape from the craziness in the world. I'm Alissa, your resident head addict, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host to the north, but really he's west, Super Safi.
Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope everyone's enjoying the beautiful day. The sun is out, and or I guess not, but yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoying whatever's out: snow, suns, rains, sky, night.
Safi has some bright lights behind him, for sure. And if bonus points, if you, like me, could guess what hotel he's in. I'm not going to say it, but if you could guess what hotel he's in, bonus points. I will actually, yeah, I'll do that as a prize. If you can tell me what hotel Safi is staying in, put it in the comments, and everybody that gets it right will be entered for a chance to win some kind of prize from me. I'll figure it out.
And
Tell
just
me.
to preface this, like we just logged on a few minutes prior to starting this, and within seconds, Alyssa was like, "Are you staying in X hotel?" And I was like, "Yes, this is X hotel."
I know my Vegas very well. Uh, so, yes, the Addicts Crew is back once again to bring you Simpsons news and Saturday Smiles. And it's just Safi and I this week. We've had some awesome shows where we had some guests. But this week, Safi and I are back, not to talk about the past, but to talk about what's going on right now in TSTO. So, as always, before we get into this week's show, it's time for your regular reminder to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So hit that red button so you don't miss any of the addicts. And as always, for those not watching this directly on YouTube, I will put a link to the subscribe button in the show notes below us. So let's get back on with the show, Saf, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
So the circus has officially packed up and left Springfield in search of new people to harass in Shelbyville. The Cirque du Springfield event has officially ended in our pocket-sized towns, and now it's time to wrap it all up. Our last Addicts Live, where we actually talked about this event, was so long ago. The event had just hit our games. We spent a lot of time talking about the 10-year anniversary of TSTO, which was awesome. Those were great episodes. And if you haven't had a chance to watch them, I will link a playlist in this corner. But yeah, so we just got into the event, so we really hadn't had a chance to play it. We gave some quick initial thoughts in our last video. So Saf, now that you've had a chance to play the entire event, all 4 acts, overall thoughts?
Overall, it's been pretty typical about the past few years. A strong dialogue starts out with a pretty good prize track and then kind of goes down towards the end. I think we were bang on. We've been really good at like kind of figuring out from the spoiler packet that we get what acts are going to be good and which ones are going to kind of be a somewhat of a downer or letdowns. And I think we nailed it right on the head in our preview spoiler video. I mean, it started out with a great bang, and Act 1 and 2 was pretty good, and then just kind of kept declining. So overall, it was a pretty average event. Nothing new really came out of it, like say Northward Bound, but it wasn't a complete disaster, like having a hot dog cooker bot or something. So overall, yeah, just a pretty average event for me.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Kind of a letdown for the first event of 2022. But I feel like most events at the beginning of the year are always a letdown. I am kind of bummed, though, that EA did not continue the trend that they started in Halloween and then Christmas of adding something a little bit extra, and Northward Bound too. That little bit extra into the game to kind of make it exciting again. They captured everyone's attention from October to the end of December, and then they just kind of lost it with this event. I feel like this was just same old, rinse and repeat. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just average. Nothing spectacular. 6 months from now, we're probably not going to remember much about it, and that's just kind of the way that it works. So we had 4 acts like every other event. Best prize track in this event.
Act 1 for me.
Act 1.
And
yeah,
you?
I agree. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was just asking what you thought as well. Yeah, getting a full character on prize track, always nice. The decorations were pretty nice. I mean, towards the end, it seemed like they were really stretching what qualifies as circus. Yeah, so circus-esque. I mean, I guess I got a lot of circus going on behind me as well, but yeah. It was just a little bit more stretched out in the 4th act for me.
Yeah, No, I agree with that. I think the Act One was by far the best prize track. It seems to be that with every Act One always tends to be they start out so strong. Just for those who need a reminder, because it feels like it's been forever since Act One hit. Act One prizes were the Circus Caravan, which was a decoration, the circus sign and circus fences, so 2 decorations. The Amazing Smoking Monkeys, another decoration. Then you had Marguerite's Wagon, which was a building, and Marguerite, which was the character. And then just to go through them all, the Act Two was Dingling's Front Office, which was a building, the Circus Seal, Dingling Tent, and Animal High Wire, all decorations, and Soggy the Clown, which was a costume for Krusty. And then Act Three was the Circus Cannon, Hall of Mirrors, which was the building, Circus Lion, and Circus Rings. So the cannon, lion, and rings were all decorations. And then the last prize in that, the Cirque du Pire Ringmaster, was the full character. And then Act Four, the Circus Tent, a decoration, Cotton Candy Stand, which was the building for that act, the Sultry Sows. See, I can say the word. It just the 7 C's, or the South Seas, rather.
Sorry, not the South.
And then the Tower of Tetanus, which was also a decoration, kind of a weird choice for a decoration. And the last prize, not a hot dog cooker bot, but an elephant pyramid. But yeah, honestly, I think Act 1 and Act 3 were probably the 2 strongest. I think Act 1 was slightly better, but Act 3 was pretty strong too. I do like that the lion and the seal both had multiple decorations within themselves, so that was fun. But those are the 2 acts you had full characters, and they were good full characters, in my opinion. The Cirque du Pire Ringmaster, a little bit better, I think, than Marguerite, just because it's an original character, not another reiteration of a Simpsons character.
Right.
But Act 4, this thing, once again, we're let down by Act 4. It just seems to be a trend. It's almost like they should just cut things off at Act 3. Honestly, because Act 4 always seems to be just a letdown. We end on this elephant pyramid, which you and I, when we did the spoiler video, we were like, oh, this might be really cool. It does nothing. It does nothing. It's kind of like the Animal High Wire. The Animal High Wire, we thought would be cool, and that's kind of lame too. You want to give some thoughts on both of those?
No, I was a little disappointed. The one that I remember, I mentioned those 2, plus the third one that I mentioned was the wheel that they had, and that one I'm pretty happy with. It when you tap, it's
the rings, the circus rings. The
circus rings, yeah. So those were the 3 that I was kind of optimistic about, and 1 out of 3. Not a great percentage, but in baseball, you're an all-star with those numbers. 1 out of 3, so. That's 333 average, so yeah.
And baseball's back, by the way. Our last video, we talked about how we hoped baseball would come back, but it's back.
I got tickets to the Blue Jays home opener.
Yeah. Hopefully you're home for it.
I got to figure out. Actually, I'm not even in Toronto anymore, so now I got to make a trip to Toronto for that.
But I will say some of the prizes did surprise me, and just that they did something else beyond what we thought they would do. Like the tents. The tents all had different positioning. When you tapped on it, you could give it a different appearance. And same with the circus lion, the circus seal, which we already talked about. So, that was kind of cool. They had just these different versions of, so you had a decoration within a decoration. So if you went and bought more, because a lot of these items you could buy more in the store for donuts. So if you went and purchased more, you could have them all kind of looking different, which was kind of neat. It's not the same thing over and over again, which I will give them credit for that. That was a fun little way to make some changes to it. Let's talk premium characters. So as with every event, we had 4 premium characters. We had a Gil deal. I'm going to treat Gil a little bit separately here. Premium characters, we had Burnsham as the first one. Then we had the Dingling Ringmaster as the second, Act 2 premium. Then we had the Human Donkey, Act 3, and Scuzzo the Clown with an odd choice, the Ultimate Fighting Zoo, which was really an odd choice. That was the Act 4. Thoughts on the premium characters?
I got all 4, but definitely, I think I mentioned in the preview, definitely getting the first 2, Burnsham and the Dingling Ringmaster, really did fit the theme a lot. The Human Donkey, sure. It was nice to have an iteration of someone other than like one of the Simpsons people, but still, it was the human donkey. There's a lot of misfits from those episodes that they could have brought in, and human donkey wouldn't really be in my top top of my list, but all right. And yeah, the last combination with Scuzzo and the Ultimate Fighting Center was kind of just a weird combination, but I ended up getting all four. But yeah, definitely the first two were by far my favorite.
Yeah, and one thing I will note, all of the premium characters that I mentioned, the act premium characters were all voiced, which was a nice bonus with this. You know, you had some really fun voices, and you know, you guys should go back and look at Thursday's post where we did the sounds, the TSTO, where we put the sounds up, and we put up all the audio for this event. So there were some really fun sound effects with this. It's nice to have characters that are voiced. That's always fun. So that's a nice little bonus with this, but I kind of agree. It was nothing spectacular with this. Scuzzo, just a weird combo. The Ultimate Fighting Zoo with Scuzzo the Clown. I get it, but I don't get it. It was just kind of a weird combo. And the Ultimate Fighting Zoo, that's a zoo, not a circus. So it didn't really make sense with the event. Everything else kind of made sense. The human donkey fit nice with the, and the carnival camp fit nice with all the stuff you got from Act 1 with Marguerite and Burnsum. And then the Dingling Ringmaster, that was a fun one too. And again, that's another character that's not another version of a regular character on The Simpsons. So it's always nice to have those characters. And I will add too, it's nice that Burnsum and the human donkey are full characters and not costumes.
Not costumes, yeah, definitely.
So I mean, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I bought all of them as well. So it wasn't like it was a total letdown. There are sometimes where I pass on premium characters. I got all of these. So Gil came back with this event. He had skipped Christmas. This one he came back and he had he offered up the Bearded Lady and the Circus Train. Did you buy the Gil deal?
I did. I mean, I did like that the pieces were individualized and you could kind of like arrange them as you pleased. You can make them not even train, make them look like little stations at in the circus area as well. But yeah, I saw a lot of comments about how they wish like the train could connect and kind of move around like the monorail. And yeah, they did kind of miss it with that. I mean, I feel like that would be a little bit slightly more advanced programming, but like having that be something that you could connect with the monorail just would have been like next level, like great. Maybe it's asking for too much from the game, but yeah, missed potential there. But still, overall, the decorations themselves, I was pretty happy that all the cards were different, and you just didn't know. Like we didn't know from our spoiler packet like how many different cards we'd be getting, what we'd be getting. So it was just cool. It's like, all right, place this. It's like, okay, oh, place another one. Okay, oh, place another one. Okay, place another one. All right. It was with 5, I think we placed.
I think it was 5. Yeah,
right.
An engine and then 4 cars.
Right, so there's that was pretty cool. I was pretty happy with that. And the Bearded Lady was definitely one of the misfits I was mentioning earlier when we were talking about the human donkey that I would have preferred over the human donkey. So I was pretty happy to get the Bearded Lady.
I mean, I think in normal circumstances, if Gil came and offered up, I mean, this was a 200 donut deal. Mm-hmm. If he came and offered up the Bearded Lady with any of the other items that came with some of the premium characters, I probably would have passed. Right. I just don't think it was worth it, in my opinion. The Bearded Lady has no connection to the show for me. I mean, I know it has a connection, but it doesn't have a personal connection for me. Like it's not memorable. Right. She does have some funny tasks, I will say that. But for me, it was all about the train. I thought the train was really cool. I was excited about the design of it, how it had the multiple cars, how you can kind of move it around and change it. I was let down by tracks. I wasn't. It's not that I was looking for like a track system like the monorail where you could, connect and make this whole big train in Springfield. I didn't need that, but I would have liked to have some tracks just to set down. And that the train could go on. It didn't have to move. In my opinion, it didn't have to move around the tracks as long as you could have it so visually. That way it visually makes sense of where you're putting it, because you're putting it on grass, you're putting it on pavement, you're putting it on dirt. A train can't run without tracks. So it just kind of was like a weird a weird choice, in my opinion, for EA. Now, I know you could visually make some things that look like tracks, and that's, that's all kinds of 3D and 2D graphics. I get it. You can do that. But I do think EA really missed the chance to have some tracks, like I said, even if it didn't run on the tracks, as long as it could sit on the tracks, and you could do some design work with it, and then you could cap it. You can have that, you can buy train tracks, but like limit it to 50 train tracks, because it's not going to ride around it like the monorail would.
Right.
I do think that was a missed opportunity, and something they probably could have charged donuts for as well. But that's how Gil is. He comes in and he offers you up some kind of weird crap, and half the time it's missing something, and you pay an exorbitant amount of donuts for it. And that's the way that it goes. I still think the best Gil deal was the nerds. But and then this event, we also had another cash for character. This was Mr. McGregor. Did you buy Mr. McGregor?
Yes, and yes. This was one that I know he's only in the show in this series for like 10 seconds, less than, but man, those 10 seconds are so memorable. I got this instantly. Like I said, if this game brings me so much fun, I don't mind dropping money in once in a while into the game for something that I like. I didn't drop it for Wilbur Nurple, but yeah, when it was Mr. McGregor, it was a no-brainer for me. Just loved it, and loved the dialogue, loved the task. And it was completely worth it for me for $13.99 Canadian. No issues.
Yeah, so it was $9.99 for me. I did purchase him. I actually just purchased him 2 days before the event left. I finally remembered to purchase him. I had planned to purchase him, but because he had no benefit to the event, I was like, oh, I'll wait. Thankfully, I remembered to buy him, because that happened to me with something recent. Oh, it happened with you, but it happened with me one time too.
With Thanksgiving, on the prize track, I wasn't able to get Ian and the little car.
Yeah.
In the Thanksgiving prize track.
So, but it was a good character. I mean, like you said, it's only on the show for 10 seconds, but Mr. McGregor is very memorable. He's funny. He is another voiced character, which is great. I love that we're getting voiced characters again. $9.99 totally made sense. $9.99 is not a bad price point, in my opinion, for a full character. I 100% supported that one. And he's just fun. I'm still playing with his questline right now, but he's got some fun tasks. I like when he tries to paint with his foot and struggles, and then tries to paint with his hand and then falls down. It's just a fun character. I was really happy with this one, and I totally could understand EA's putting this behind a paywall. It's just a memorable character. All right. So, any other thoughts on the Circus event at large?
Not really. I mean, I think we pretty much summed it up right in the beginning. But yeah, some pretty good premium and for cash content. But the overall prize was kind of just average.
All right. So your final grade on this, and again, we always do our year in review. So I'm sure it will change once we do our year in review.
I'm going to give this a C+. I mean, if I were to just look at it from a premium perspective, it probably would have been a C. But getting 4 voiced premium characters, getting the guild deal didn't raise that much, but getting Mr. McGregor, all that pushes it up from a C to a C+ for me. So yeah, and voice Mr. McGregor, I should add. So yeah, I'm going to give it a C+ overall.
Okay. I think I'm going to give this one a C. It was an average event, first event of the year, kind of a letdown for the first event of the year, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It just was there. It was something to do in the game. Big letdown after Act 3. Act 4, they could have done away with it completely. Some of the stuff that were, some of the prizes were just kind of like weird choices, like the cotton candy stand. Well, we already have cotton candy stands in Springfield.
Right.
So, I mean, I like this one. It's nice. It's a building. There's a task there. I like it, but it's still a cotton candy stand. So just kind of like a weird choice, in my opinion. All right. I want to read just a couple of reader comments. I did not put up my usual post where I asked you guys to grade it, but some people weighed in anyway. Fed says, just finished this morning. Overall, I'd say a C event. Just as with other themed events, once the hype of a new event wears off, you're just tapping through 3 and 4 to act 3 and 4 without much interest. Prizes were great, though. It's just there's only so much I can do with all the circus stuff. In general, it's just that these events are too long. We're mid-March and we only had 2 events so far. Anyways, really curious about the next new mini event. CJ Brown says, call it the 1-3. I think it's supposed to say, I'd call it the 1 out of 3 was fun, and then it quickly turned dumb. I love my Circus Freaks new content, but a majority of the new content was crap. It's dumb to expect tappers to grind for what they can get. That's similar to Krusty Land with Krusty tickets. Cotton candy stand. So enthusiastic A for everything Circus Freaks, but an F for the rest. Am I being harsh? No, I refuse to defend the dumb. I can applaud what I appreciate, but EA has gotten lazy again. And then Peter Bleak says, I actually like the circus event. I had hoped for the clown skins that were in the splash screen for Bart and Lisa. The main thing I felt was missing was the action task at the circus. Not sure what I'm looking for next. Maybe something along the lines of an international sporting event. That might be fun. Yeah, it was weird that Bart and Lisa were on the splash screen in clown costumes, and we talked about this in the first one of these we did, but they weren't in the event. It's just kind of a weird thing. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? So we should see a mini event this coming week. Now we are recording this before St. Patrick's Day. There's still a possibility that EA will release something for St. Patrick's Day. I'm not holding my breath, as I don't with most things EA does, but there's still that possibility. So disclosure, if we're already in the middle of a mini event, I apologize, but we should see a mini event in theory this coming week. Any ideas on the theme? Any thoughts?
I mean, I would love with baseball being back, homer at the bat. I mean, I've said it so many times every spring training. I feel like I say it ad nauseum, but yeah, I would love to get Ken Griffey with his grotesquely swollen head, and yeah, Steve Sachs with his trouble in law, and Ozzie Smith with a camera falling through a hole. So yeah, I mean, for me, a baseball mini event would be awesome.
Yeah, I like that idea. No, I'm always a fan of that. I'm always in favor of that.
I mean, it's both of our favorite episodes, so I mean, we kind of have a bit of a bias there, but yeah, like really time-wise that fits. As far as an international sports event that I believe was Peter mentioned, yeah, I mean, we got a couple of World Cups coming up later this year. The FIFA Football World Cup, Soccer World Cup, depending on which part of the world you live in. Football and Soccer World Cup's coming up, and then the ICC Cricket World Cup is coming up too. So I could see maybe an international sports event later in the year. But right now, if St. Patrick's is hard to do because they've used up a lot of the St. Patrick's content, baseball is back. Let's get Homer at the bat some love.
Well, don't forget, we did have a baseball event in 2020 when there was no baseball. So, who knows what we'll see. All I care about at this point in this stage in the game, aside from getting my giant toilet that I've been asking for 10 years for, or nearly 10 years, is that they do something different, or just do something fun and exciting, and bring back a mini game, bring back some kind of element that makes us think for a minute instead of just mindlessly tapping. I also won't hold my breath for that, but it's nice to, have a wishful thought, I guess. Any other thoughts on anything? Circus event, upcoming, anything else you want to mention?
No, other than that, I'm pretty good. Yeah, look forward to the next mini event and the next episode.
And Safi's gonna go lose his shirt at Craps, and
but yeah.
But yeah, so that's gonna do it from us. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of the Addicts community, and we will see you guys. Oh, remember, contest. If you can name the hotel Safi's staying in based on that view out his window, put it in the comments, whether it's on the site comments or the YouTube comments. I will see it. Everybody that gets it correct, if there's more than one person that gets it correct, don't give too much away, Saf. If there's more than one person that's correct, I will pick a winner in the randomizer, and you guys will get a prize from me, most likely a Lego minifig. Just saying. But yeah, so that's gonna do it from us. Again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and thanks for being a part of the Addicts community. And we will see you guys on the next show. Bye bye.